Hey, what is going on, party people? Greg Jenkins here from House Monkey Pod, and this video is for you if you have ever asked, hey, how do I get started with automation? Even if you hate technology or you think it is, not your strong suit, I think there are still some opportunities where automation could play a role in your business to simplify things for you and improve the experience for your customers. So let's get into it. Okay, so I ran a business from 2007 to 2012 installing and servicing draft beer dispense systems in Lansing, Michigan. And that business grew, and I was proud of it. And it was also 100% manual. And if you had come to me at that time and suggested automation as a tool that could make my life easier or improve the service I was providing to my customers, I probably would have rolled my eyes, because I didn't understand the ways that it could support what I was already doing. And I think that might be the biggest misconception that anyone who is reluctant to adopt automation has. Sometimes we don't see how it can support what we are already doing without replacing it, but just to make it easier for us and for our customers, right? And so I want to run through two scenarios here where automation doesn't replace you, but might be a complementary resource in terms of creating more customers from the existing prospects you have, or extending the value that you're able to provide for your existing customer base. So, scenario number one, and I think almost any business on the planet can benefit from this one. Imagine your contact us form, right? It's the box on your website that people can go to if they don't want to make a phone call, but they still want to ask a question. They want to get more details about your products or your services, or ask about your refund policy, or, right? So a contact us form is a pretty standard way that most businesses can capture leads. It's a passive form that people can fill out when they have a question. And generally, those responses are funneled to you or to a member of your team, and you can respond to them as you have time, taking a moment to read their question, to craft a response, and to manually click send on those emails. That's how it operated in MonkeyPod for a long time. And there's nothing wrong with that process. Sometimes the questions that come in, they require some human interaction. We have to think about and consider, well, what did they ask and how do we want to respond? What resources are we going to send them, or what are we going to provide in terms of a quote or recommended next steps for that individual? However, just because the manual response is valuable doesn't mean that automation has no place here. So the way that I see automation being incorporated into this process is as a bridge. So when they submit that form, there's a gap of time before you or someone on your team is able to respond, right? You might respond the same day, but there's still going to be a period of 15 minutes or several hours or maybe several days before you get around to replying to that individual. And if their question is pressing, then it might be important to give them a response right away. And this is where automation can fill that gap for us. So you can set up an automated system that responds to every inquiry that comes in immediately. And in that automated message, you could include some of the responses to questions you typically get, right? If you have a contact us form, you probably have a sense of the types of questions that people are asking there. And so you can use automation to answer the most common questions that you get automatically. If somebody submits a question of any kind, they get an email saying, hey, we've received your request. Here are the responses to our most common questions. But don't worry, if your response isn't on here, a human is still going to reply to you. So it is not replacing the opportunity for you to craft a bespoke response to them. It's just bridging that gap. It's helping get them unstuck, maybe answering their questions, but also setting the expectation that a human will get back to them, so that it buys you a little bit of time if you don't do it right away or in the same afternoon that response came in. So that is scenario number one. I'm not saying that you have to stop responding to those inquiries. If you like that, great, you can keep doing it, but automation can help give them an immediate response, answer some of those questions, and buy you some time until you have an opportunity to respond to them manually. Now, the second scenario here where automation can be a fit is for businesses that are dependent on or that enjoy and benefit from consultations, right? If you have appointments as part of your normal process, maybe it's a sales call that you like to have happen in person because you need to have information come in from them, you need to tell them about your products or services, you need to make a prescriptive recommendation as to what your offering is going to be, right? If that is how your business operates, terrific. I'm not suggesting that automation should take you out of that equation. Maybe you're great at sales calls, or maybe you just enjoy them. However, I do think there is an opportunity for automation to support in the runway up to and the runway after that call. So imagine that 15-minute or 30-minute or 60-minute consultative call. What do you wish those prospects would show up knowing or having done? And how can we use automation to set those expectations, to give them information ahead of time, to anticipate the questions they're going to have so that your prospects are prepared when they get on that call, so that it shortcuts your job in terms of the things that you know everybody's going to want to ask, and you can cut right to the most important parts of that conversation. Or after the call, right? What do you want them to do next, right? What are those next steps? Do you want to follow up with them the following day, right? How can we use automation to take the things you would do anyway and to make sure that it happens consistently and predictably for everyone? So if you have those manual moments in your business, like a consultative sales call, how can we use automation as the runway before or after? Now, again, as with the Contact Us form, I'm not taking manual interaction out, right? That might be an important and critical part of your business. It might be something you're proud of or just really good at. But by leveraging automation as scaffolding around it, we can make those calls happen more efficiently. We can help your customers feel supported by answering their questions, removing doubt or concern along the way, and reducing the friction as they go from being leads and prospects to being customers and raving fans. Now, there are no shortage of opportunities for automation throughout our businesses. The trick is to be receptive to it, to develop the appetite for the ways that automation can not only serve our customers, but can serve us too. In any business, there are some things that you are doing that are a good use of your time, and some things that you are doing just because they need to get done. So my hope is that you can use automation to do less of the things that just need to get done and more of the things that are the best use of your time, that are high impact for your business. Now, if you want to find more automation opportunities in your business, check out our flagship course, The Fundamentals of Business Automation. It is available today on the Monkey Pod website. You can buy it and get started this afternoon, and it'll help you cultivate the lens that allows you to see automation opportunities throughout your entire customer journey. That's it, friends. If you have any questions or you want to share an automation use case in your own business, drop those in the comments below. Take care.